Hello again, welcome to today's attempt at the TimeGuessr puzzle. I played this the other day for the first time, and I thought I'd give it another go today. This is a mixture of a couple of other games that I play on the channel. I play a game where you have to guess what year something happened. I play a game where you have to identify a country. Here, we combine them. You can see there's a map down here and a scroller where you can change the year. We've been given a photo. We have to identify where it happened and also when it was taken. We can zoom in. Derinya Sujin. Okay. Don't know what language that is. But, I mean, obviously, these are cars. So it's not going to be too early. I was thinking to start with, this could have been the remnants from any kind of storm, really. But that looks Eastern European, I think. I feel like maybe it's Hungarian because that could be the Hungarian flag. Durin Shizin has. Oh dear, Hungarian is impossible, and I don't even know if it is Hungarian. Right, I've got no idea what that year was. It feels like I should try Eastern Europe. Let's go somewhere in the middle of Budapest. And I feel like, given that there's a few cars around, this will be later than 1962. Let's try 1978, why not? Oh, I was 9 years off, so I should have done what I did last time and just stuck with 1962, which is the default. However, it was in Budapest, so I was really close. It was Hungarian. Wow, I can't believe I actually identified that. I'm glad that they've actually picked some things where there is a clue. So, being 9 years off gives me exactly half of the possible points. I suppose I feel like I deserve better, but that's not too bad. But very good at the location. So 7,000 out of 10,000 for that one. We'll do 5 of these, and then you add up all of your points, as you can see in the top right. Where is this? This is somewhere in Asia, surely, but it is not a black and white photo, so that narrows it down. Also, it says high pressure pump. That is Singapore, isn't it? I was going to say, it says high pressure pump in England, in English, so I wonder if it's a country that was colonised or something by the English. And I think Singapore fits all of those criteria. Where is Singapore? It's around here somewhere. My geography isn't brilliant. Hopefully it will appear if I zoom in enough. Is it near Hong Kong? Oh, how do I not know where Singapore is? This is embarrassing and disastrous. No, I don't think it's there. It's where you stop off if you're flying from England to Australia. Where is Singapore? It's somewhere. There it is. I knew it was on the coast. Let's try Singapore. Red and white flag, I suppose. It's very similar to the Singapore flag, I think, but it's also very similar to the Indonesian flag. So maybe it is Indonesia, although I don't think that was English. But anyway, Indonesia is very close to Singapore, it turns out. So I'll be covered either way. Now, when do I think this was? I think later. 1989 is plausible. I don't think it was that recent, but who knows? Let's make our guess. Oh, it was 2014. It was much later, and it was Indonesia rather than Singapore. So that's kind of embarrassing all around. I got 0 for the year. That's a shame. I thought I deserved at least 1 pity point. 3,500 for the location means I scored less than half of the points available on that question. That is annoying. Yeah, photo was more recent than I expected. Probably should have been able to work it out, but too late now. Right, what is this? Lufthansa, that is a German airline. Florsheim, that sounds like a German store. That doesn't look German. Oh, maybe it says barbecue. Kind of lose your information when you zoom in too much. Are there any other clues? That says brasserie. That's French. Maybe it's in France. I suppose I'm going to have to go somewhere between France and Germany, really, aren't I? That says 66. I'm going to go for 1966. A, because it's plausible, and B, because there's a chance that this is a new car and the license plate tells you what year it was released in. So I'm going to go for 1966. I just need to work out exactly what country I'm going to go for. Definitely going for something European. I can't really read that sign, which is annoying. Direct film gift shop. There's a chance that this is not European. There's a chance it's just somewhere in America, given how many English signs there are. Does it look American? That's a pretty wide road. It could be American, but that's why I also thought it was German. These flags being in black and white doesn't really help. This is a musician, isn't it? I wonder if I'm meant to recognise who this musician is. This must be a celebrity of some sort. I just don't know who it is. I'm going to be way off on this one, aren't I? Because I was convinced it was in Europe, and now it could even be in America. The trouble is, if it's in America, I've got no idea where in America it could be. So let's play it safe and go for Europe, because if it's in Europe, I've got a better chance of being vaguely close. I said it could be France or Germany or Britain. So let's split the difference and go for Belgium. And then I said I was going to go for 1966, didn't I? So let's do that. I was 7 years off. It was a bit later. And yeah, I was quite far away from a location. It was in Montreal. Oh, it was French Canada. So I was kind of right that there were some French clues rather. Maybe I could have guessed that the combination of English and French meant it was going to have to be Montreal or somewhere like that. But I didn't guess. I blamed Lufthansa. Lufthansa put me off. Right, so I still got a few location points there. I really don't deserve them. If I'm not going to get any year points on the previous one, I don't deserve any location points here. Actually, I'm just bitter that I didn't get any year points on the previous one. But anyway, that is less than half as well. So this is not a good performance so far, apart from that first one. We need a couple of easy ones. What are we doing here? This is people wearing masks. This is going to be COVID times, isn't it? So within the last couple of years. Now, what language is that? Shopping centre. This is Cyrillic. That is something that I probably should be able to read, but I can't. Just because I did a maths degree, so I've learnt all about the Greek alphabet. Top row, I don't know. I forgot what letter that is. That's the problem. The small b. Is it a lambda? Is it Toploblin? That's a lambda though, isn't it? Anyway, that probably says store. But this, I don't know what language this is. This makes me think some kind of language that you'd see in Uzbekistan. I can't remember what the name of it is. But it's a sort of... It's not Russian, it's not Cyrillic, it's not English or English letters. But it's also not Arabic, it's not Chinese or Japanese, so it's there's not that many countries, I don't think, that would use that language. It could be Thai. Don't want to stereotype, but these people don't look Thai. I'm not sure they look Uzbek either. I feel like I should go Eastern Europe, because it feels like with Cyrillic it could be somewhere like Bulgaria. This language is confusing me. But English is the predominant language. It says shopping centre at the top. It says Tashir Street. Shopping gallery is all in English. Where on earth would they have... What does that sign say? It's the Red Cross. What does that say? Something Red Cross. So it's somewhere there was a humanitarian crisis where they kind of spoke English. Right, before I forget, let's move that to 2020 or 2021. Probably 2021. It looks like maybe it wasn't the height of COVID, but maybe it was. If I'm 1 year off, then it's not a complete disaster. Where do I think this could be? Kazakhstan, maybe? I feel like it's somewhere in this area at least. Armenia? Let's just plonk it down there near Armenia, because then I'm not a million miles away if it is Uzbekistan or Bulgaria, both of which I've mentioned. I don't really know why there would be so many English signs in Armenia, but I feel like maybe I'm not a million miles away, but maybe I am. We'll soon find out. It was 2021. It was Armenia! Wow! That was very lucky on the... I was very lucky on several counts. Checking of coronavirus certificates at the entrance of a shopping centre, Yerevan, Armenia. Wow. Gonna have to go on holiday to Armenia now, aren't I, to celebrate that. 9,596 out of 10,000. That really makes up for the fact that I made such a mess of the previous two. I was really close. I was in the right country and I still only got 4,596 out of 5,000. That's really harsh, I think. I'm really confused by the location scoring system. I feel like I deserved less on the previous one and more on this one. But anyway, I'll take it. That's my best ever performance so far. Now let's try and end on a high. Oh, it's in black and white. Sorry, it's not in black and white. Where do I think this was? This could be Indonesia again. Red and white, but maybe that's green on the flag. Maybe it's Mexico. This doesn't look Mexican. Can I read what this sign says? Mengena? They are English letters, so that does narrow it down. It's not going to be a country that writes in Cyrillic, as per the previous question. I mean, it feels like... I mean, there's some kind of riot going on, isn't there? What does this other sign say? I don't know. This feels Thailandish, maybe Malaysia. I don't really know, but we'll go in this area again and hope that I'm not a million miles off. It could be Myanmar, I suppose. It could be Philippines. I feel like maybe they would speak good enough English in the Philippines to write like that. Well, I suppose it doesn't come down to good enough English, does it? Because it's not in English. That says Generasi. But that doesn't help. I mean, I feel like it's somewhere in this area. The only question is, do I go for Philippines or do I go closer to Thailand and Myanmar? Cambodia, perhaps? Vietnam. Let's just plonk it down there in the middle of several countries that I've mentioned. And then when do I reckon this was? It's not black and white. It's not going to be before 1980, probably. But again, it doesn't look that recent. Let's just stick with 1986. That's where I dragged it to. We'll see this. It probably is a bit earlier. No, I'm going to go for this. Oh, it was 98. It was a lot later. And it was another one from Jakarta. I didn't think they'd have two Indonesian. But at least I was in the right kind of ballpark. I only got 1,600 out of 5,000 for the location. That's less than a third. Or... give or take, it's almost exactly a third, to be fair. I feel like I deserve more than that. I was really in the right ballpark. And I only got 2,000 out of 5,000 for the year. So it's another one less than half. So let's see the final score. Because of that amazing fourth one, I did end up just over halfway. I think that's pretty similar to what I scored last time. You can see down here in the background. Yeah. I put my spokes here and here, and they were both in Jakarta, weren't they? But luckily, we'll ignore this one where I was in completely the wrong place. But these other two behind my face were a lot closer, luckily. So, not a complete disaster. Not a brilliant performance, I suppose. But again, let me know if you want to see this more on my channel, and let me know if you have attempted this puzzle, and if you enjoyed it, and what your best score is. I'm sure it's better than mine. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.